X13 Talkon the Questions. The faculty members 13 out of 32. Talkon, the guiding force of audible sounds and verbal communication. Everything you hear and say is just an opinion. Quote, words have the power to both destroy and heal. When words are true and kind, they change our world. Buddha. End of quote. After having read and listened to all the questions and answered them, you might come to the conclusion that there is still a lot to learn. And you can learn from these guiding forces by studying them. Go to the playlist of the Magical and/or Sacred Council, the Encyclopedia, or the Museum of Symbols. Do you know that you have the power to give, but also take, which you do by using words? Do you realize all the good, but also all the destruction you can cause through your words? Do you realize that all you hear and say is not the truth, but a truth, and just an opinion? Do you stay aware of the fact that each word can be interpreted in endless ways? Do you realize that by just raising your voice a little, that you possibly try to overpower others? Do you realize that it's very easy to manipulate others with words, trying to get them to listen to your reality? Are you aware that spoken and written words are of the same reality? Do you realize that you have one mouth and two ears and that you can learn more through listening? Do you stay aware of the fact that at the moment you say something that you are most likely in judgment? Are you as well aware that when you speak, that you most likely have an expectation connected to it? Do you use words to write and to write them off and away from you? Do you stay aware of the fact that you may need to ask for permission first before speaking? Do you realize that communication is about sharing and to not use it to indoctrinate others? Do you stay aware that communication is about sharing, and in order to do that, you must have an open mind and ears? Do you know that when others attack you with words that you don't have to take them, but that you could reflect them back, so don't react? Are you staying aware that communication is part of the duality experience and for that reason there is also miscommunication? Do you stay aware that words are the expression of thoughts and that you must first check them before you speak them? Are you staying aware that actually everything around you communicates in a special way with you through form, smell, color, and sound vibrations? Do you know that all man-made machines and devices produce sound, and which creates a man-made orchestra of sounds all day long, most likely interfering with your health? Do you know that languages came into existence through sounds coming from different areas of the body? Just think about how many sounds you can produce. Do you realize that you can play artistically with words by writing songs and singing, writing stories and poetry? Do you stay aware that when there is communication, that you have to reduce as much other sounds as possible, or just have soft music playing in the background? Are you aware that when you have the habit of wanting to talk all the time and wanting sounds and music around you, that you are most likely afraid of the silence? Do you realize that words in prayer and meditation are not to be used for selfish reasons, but used to override the endless stream of thoughts inside your mind? When you use words to teach, are you staying aware that you need to live them? Otherwise, it is merely preaching and indoctrinating. When you have communication problems and not knowing how to speak up or listen, it is maybe time to find classes in order to learn to speak effectively and reflectively. Do you realize that all miscommunication can affect your throat and neck area?